say at a very young age, our family were conservative Jews. My mom and dad's name are up at Beth Shalom. They helped build the place. But I think if you looked at it, we were more really Reformed Jews. I mean, we didn't keep kosher. On Sunday night, it was House of Chan, shrimp and lobster sauce. Or maybe, if we were lucky, the party pizza from Monte Carlo with pepperoni. But we did keep all the high holidays. We'd always have at least one Seder. My mother would do the breaking of the fast. And we had a really different kind of Shabbat. My brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, myself, we'd all gather early, have dinner, and then we'd go to our temple of worship at that time, which was the Glendale Cinema. And we'd watch 2 science fiction B movies. And that's how I got into film, and how I really found I loved film. I didn't think I'd ever be a film actor, and that was reinforced by my public school performing career, which included a boy, a pirate, a townfolk, policeman number 2. I never had a character that had an actual name. So it made much more sense that when I would go to university, well, my marks were so bad I couldn't even get into York, and back then all you needed was $600 a pulse. I go to Seneca College. I go to Seneca College to take communications, and second year I make a short film. And the short film does really well, and it plays different film festivals. And in August, I go to Hollywood, California with my film, and I stay at the palatial Hollywood YMCA room 401. So you can understand it's not going well. So in September, I'm back in Toronto to keep out of the workforce at the University of Toronto, taking what was called the new program, which meant I didn't have to major in anything, which meant I could skip class and go to movies. And I go to a place called the Odeon Coronet to see a film called Baby Blue Marine. I see all of you saw it. So I go to see Baby Blue Marine, and if anyone knows my stories, I'm kind of a romantic. And there I see her on the screen. Now I don't know if anyone else has ever been in a movie and seen somebody say, ooh, I want to meet that person, ooh, I want to marry them, I want to have their children. No, I look at this woman, her name is Glynis O'Connor. Not very Jewish, as you can tell, but, and you're going to have to look her up one day if you really want to. And I'm enamored, and I know I want to somehow meet her. But I think, how am I, you know, a guy who's going to end up with a BA in nothing, going to meet this film star? You know, she's American. So I think maybe I'm a film star. But if any of you know, it's not easy getting into a film. It takes a lot of hard work and study and dedication and auditioning and talent. Or, in my case, your uncle invests $20,000 in a film and says, give my nephew a part. My first film, Highballing, starring Peter Fonda. And my name is there on the screen. I'm the very last acting credit. Warehouse man, Briane Nasimok. It should say, man on a warehouse loading dock with red tube behind docks is Briane Nasimok. You cannot see me. But it gets me some auditions. But I do lousy auditions, so I don't get any parts. And I figure, okay, there goes that film career, and goodbye, Glynis O'Connor, because I've now seen 5 films with Glynis O'Connor, and every time I go, how am I going to meet her? It's 2 years later, and for some reason I'm doing stand-up comedy, and I'm in Montreal performing at Yuck Yucks. And I'm the feature act. It's a Thursday night, 10 minutes before the show's about to begin. Howie Mandel comes backstage and says, I gotta go on. There's a film director here to see me, you gotta go on. No one follows Howie, so I said, okay, take my spot. And I became the host. And believe it or not, I was a better host than I was a comic. And I go on, and he goes on, and after the show, we're backstage having a beverage, and Howie shows up and goes, I've been offered a lead role in a film they're shooting this summer, and the director wants to see you. I go out and meet Les Rose. He says that he thinks I'm funny. I say thank you, and he offers me a part. I'm to play Sheikh Fauzi Ibn Fauzi in the movie Gas. And in those days, I have a beard, I look like kind of cheeky, and I know a Jew can play a Gentile, I don't know. So I get this part, and I'm in Montreal that summer, and I'm having a fabulous time. Donald Sutherland is in it, Susan Ansbach. It's like, okay, it's going to be the cannonball run of the next summer. 640 screens across North America, I'm going to be discovered, and I'm going to be Glenn, this will be fabulous. And while I'm in Montreal, I get along with this casting agent who puts me in 2 movies. I'm in Tulips, and that was with Gabe Kaplan, and I'm in The Funny Farm with Eileen Brennan and Jack Carter. My future is set. Gas opens on a Friday. Friday night I'm on a bus to Ottawa to hide until it goes away. The one review I get is, it should not be held against Brian if he does not have a film career. And after those 3 movies, I don't have a film career. And then a couple years later, it's sort of a mutual decision that I should not be doing films, and the decisions between directors and casting agents. So I move on to my next chapter, and I am actually writing film. And I'm working on a film. It was called Spring Break. It was about Carlin Bassett, the tennis player. And I'm working in the office, and about 2 weeks into it, the production manager comes over, knows my interest in films, and says she's joining the Academy of Canadian Cinema on Friday because they're screening all the movies that are up for Canadian Film Awards, called Genies in those times. And she says, do you want to come with me? And we'll go to screenings. So we go to the office. She doesn't have enough credits. I've been in 4 movies. I now join the Academy so we can go see films. And it's great because during that time I get along very well with the Academy. I do write some shows, in fact with a couple people who are here today. And they asked me to join the board to represent film actors. I don't tell them I'm not film acting anymore. I go, okay, I'll run for election, and I get in. Not that anyone voted for me, it was acclamation, so now I'm on the board. It's another year, 2 years later, and I look and I find out that the nominees for that next Genie Award include Glynis O'Connor for a movie called Melanie. And now's my chance. She's coming to Toronto to be in the awards. And I'm going to get to meet her. And I go, how am I going to get that? She's going to be surrounded by people. We'll never get any alone time together. And I have my first great idea. I go into the Academy, talk to Maria Topolovich, and I say, you know, when I've been in Montreal, and I've been doing movies there, I get off the plane, there's a guy with like a sign and a hat, and one of the official languages points at a limo, and I have to go there. Why don't I meet people when they come in from LA and New York and Halifax, and I'll be there as part of the Academy, and I'll introduce myself, and I'll take them to them. Oh, great, okay, fine. So there I am Monday at 9 a.m. meeting Jeff Goldblum and a whole bunch of other people who I don't know, and getting them the limo, and then at 8 o'clock in the evening, the final plane I have to meet from New York City, New York, with one passenger, Glynis O'Connor. And I'm standing there at departures, U.S. departures waiting, and then finally the doors open and I don't see her. All these people go by left, I don't see her. And I start to freak out, and I look down the airport, and I go to where the limo is. I go, has Glynis O'Connor showed up here? She phoned the office, and she's got an audition tomorrow, so she's not coming. Before I can get in the car, it drives downtown without me. I take a bus back home. The next day, I'm at the awards, and I'm sitting there, and Glynis O'Connor wins. And Burton Cummings accepts her award. I'm thinking, had she been there, we would have gone in the limo together downtown, we would have gone for brunch, we would have been celebrating now. I missed my chance. I'm at the reception afterwards. I love Warner Brothers cartoons, and had I been a Warner Brothers cartoon, the giant light bulb would have appeared above my head. And I go to Maria and go, Maria, next week I'm going to New York. Why don't I take her the trophy instead of send it by Purelator? Thank you, Brian. Great. Come in the office in 2 days and we'll set it up. I get to the office 2 days later and I find out Shoshona's going to New York that weekend and taking the trophy with her. Missed it again. I'm never going to be Glynis O'Connor. So the next Tuesday when I'm seeing one of those half-price movies, I go back to the Academy to find out from Shoshona what happened and how I could figure out another way to meet Glynis. Shoshona did not go to New York. Out comes Maria. Oh, you're going to New York in 2 days. Oh, yes, I am. Can you take the trophy? Fine. Yes, good. I'm not going to New York. And so I get home to try to arrange a flight for Air Canada. I'm a freelancer. I can't afford the flight. But I know I can fly from Buffalo for $49 each way. So now I get on a bus on Friday morning with the trophy, and I go to Buffalo on bus. I don't know if any of you have ever been through customs at the Peace Bridge, or at least gone to customs holding a 14-inch gold-plated statue and trying to explain what the hell it is to Americans. They call in a supervisor who brings in a camera. They're all taking pictures with the trophy like they want it. I get to New York on Monday at 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm at 246 East 46th Street in an elevator on the way to 2E to meet the woman of my dreams. The door opens up and there she is at the hall. I go, Glynis? She goes, Brian? I go, I make the presentation. She accepts the award. She opens a bottle of wine, we start to drink, and the phone rings. She lets it go to the recording, and we talk, and we talk. And I'm freaking out because I'm talking like a real person. We talk about hopes and dreams and aspirations and her career and sort of my career. And the phone rings again. She has to answer it. It's her niece. Her niece is staying over that night and she has to get rid of me. And I go, okay, I understand. And we talk a little more. She makes sure we have addresses and phone numbers. I walk her, she walks me to the door, I get a very lovely kiss, good night. I go to the elevator, and I'm walking back to my friend's place, and it starts to rain. I go to put up my umbrella. My umbrella is on her couch. I phoned her the next day, I explained I didn't do it purposely. She said, no, I understand. She said, I can't afford the time to see you. I'm working on something. I'll leave the umbrella with my doorman. And I say, Glynis, my umbrella is the most important thing I've left with you. So we chat again. Before we go to the airport, I send her flowers. And for the next month and a half, we're writing back and forth. We phone once. We talk about me coming to New York again. And it's like, that's not going to happen. And she said, Brian, one day, if there was a knock on your door and you opened it up and I was there with your umbrella, what would you do? I said, I'd invite you in. She said, well, keep listening. She goes to Europe. She does a film. She goes to L.A. We don't speak again. It's a couple years later. I'm actually doing this murder mystery on a train from Toronto to New York. Subletting Glynis's apartment is her friend Mary, who I know her father, and I go over because I have an extra ticket to the Broadway show, and I spend time with Mary, and there is my umbrella, and I leave Glynis a note. Being a romantic, still, if there's a knock on my door, I open it up, and I hope one day my umbrella will be back. Thank you. All true. Stories of a failed romantic.